asked her what was wrong, and she said she missed Dad, and I said, "But Mom, he's coming home in a few minutes for supper." And she said, "Yes, but I still miss him." When they moved here to Abbotsford, they would often walk to the mall and have coffee. Mom would tell me later on that she would look around at all the men there and think the dad was still the best looking. Our mom loved being a parent. I recently told my sister that I came across an old photograph of my mom and myself. I was around 2 or 3 and was having what looked like a tantrum. I was on the floor having a big cry, and my mom was kneeling on the floor beside me, watching with a big smile on her face. I could see that even when I was being a difficult toddler, Mom was enjoying me. Our mom loved clothes and jewelry. She had a closet full of outfits of all sorts and would insist that every time I came over to visit her, we would go through looking at all of them. She would then show me her favorites, which ones she got for a really good price, and inquire about the ones I might like when she was gone. When the grandkids came, I would often see her take them over to her jewelry bag and go over every piece with them, and I could hear them oohing and ahhing over them. Mom loved to sing, and towards the end it was always, "God is so good." She would sing this song for several minutes and make up some verses as she went along. This song would seem to bring her great comfort. Usually when I left her after visiting, and she wrote, I put on Dad's music, knowing that she would be content even though we were saying goodbye. Mom didn't like to sit around, so in the evenings, after she had done all her work, she would sit and crochet. I don't know about the rest of the family, but I think I could open up a crochet shop just from all the toilies that I've acquired over the years. I've got a couple of great blankets that she made that have and will warm my body and my heart because they came from her. You were great, Mom. Not ours. For giving me an opportunity. To say something to honor Mom from the Lloyd Lewis family. Excuse me. Mom and I had a very special relationship. After Gerald's sudden death in 1970, Mom and Dad took me to invite sweet little Julie to live with them in Germany. That was an amazing year and a half for me. During this time, Mom showed me how to bake a cake. Oh, I don't think she ever thought I'd catch on. Within time, I even mastered her famous buns that my husband and grandchildren and children just love. She showed me how to structure my day with 2 little ones, clean house, and other household chores. I have many fond memories of the vacations we took, skiing in the Feldberg and Berggruen, and summer holidays in Switzerland and Austria. Mom would put all the bedding outside and the tents and the food and cooking utensils and who knows what else. She'd pile it outside while Dad would pack the car. What a sight that was. He packed every available nook and cranny. What fun it was for me. I basically just went along. Mom and Dad did the rest. Mom and I also spent many hours talking about our loss. The loss of my husband, and the loss of her son. Mom was a huge part of my healing and grieving. We had many hours of just talking and crying together. Thank you, Mom, for staying in our lives even after Lloyd and I got married. She was so excited
accepting of Lloyd and loved him like her own son. Lloyd took on the role very quickly of dad to two very beautiful children, Julie and Gerald. Then our little Tracy came along, and Mom once again stepped up to the plate and accepted her as her own grandchild. I just want to say to Gloria, Vern, we thank you for allowing us to be part of your family all these years. We love you all. We really are family. Thank you, Mom, for all you've done for us. You will be greatly missed.
Well, where do you start with someone like Mom? First of all, Mom loved her husband. Just to go way back, to think what it must have been like for Mom when she started her life out with Dad. Vern and I talked about this a little bit, and we just imagined a little bit. She knew Dad as the choir director of her church and she sang in, and had a liking towards him. One day, apparently, she receives a letter from this man asking for her hand in marriage. She knew that as the youngest son of the Jans family, he would take over the family farm, and she was ready and willing to take on that role of the wife and mother of his children. Little did she know how her life would actually turn out. Like I said, do I know the things that actually transpired in those days? Not for sure, but we can guess pretty close to what may have happened. One day, after Mom came in from milking the cows and gathering the eggs from the chicken coop, Dad came in and said, Olga, what do you think? How would you feel about moving to Alberta and being on staff at Prairie Bible Institute? Mom, being Mom, would have quietly and happily said, sure, why not? After being at Prairie for a few years, Dad came in after Mom had been in the kitchen all day making buns and borscht and all the other things she said, saying to Mom, Olga, how would you like to take our 4 kids and move to Los Angeles so I can study music down there? Mom, sure, why not? Then after being down there in Los Angeles for a year, Dad comes in after going door to door selling Fuller Brush saying, Olga, how would you feel about moving our family to war-torn Europe and ministering to the people that are hungry for the Lord but need someone to show them the way how to do that? Mom's response would have been for sure, why not? Now, in the end, Dad went on ahead of her to their final destination, and I know that Dad was waiting and calling for her, and I know she wanted more than nothing to say to Dad, sure, why not, to meeting him in heaven. Mom loved to make food for her family. Every day when I came home from school, I knew that Mom would have something incredible on the table. But not only when we were at home would we eat well. When we would go on trips as well, Mom would pack these incredible lunches. She always had her freshly made buns filled with all kinds of great things. There was always something sweet as well, either cinnamon rolls or her chocolate cake or maybe even fish tea.
Johnny, that's why we always like it.
Yeah. Her fault. Mom loved to entertain. Our house was always filled with guests. Mom would often spend the whole day, if not days, in the kitchen getting ready for company to come. Be it family or friends or even strangers that Dad would last minute call her on the phone, I'm bringing someone home for supper. She would give her all to put the best on the table. Her good china would never be left in the cupboards. What else is it there for except to use and enjoy, she would say. And when the meal was done, there was rarely anything left over because it was always so incredibly good. One of Mom's favorite things to do as well was go on walks. From a very early age, I can remember going for walks with the family, and later on, it was often just her and I. I can vividly remember shortly before I moved back to Canada, Mom and I would go walking through the vineyards behind our house in Binzen, talking about the experiences I might have back in Canada. I will always remember those walks with fondness. When Dad was gone and Mom moved in with us, she would often go for walks up and down, back and forth our street with our dog that she loved. Our dog loved my wife, and anytime my wife comes home, she doesn't do anything except want to be with June. But when our dog was with Mom, she would never leave Mom to go see June. Mom also loved her music. Even though Dad was a musician in the family, Mom still loved music with a passion. I can often remember her singing throughout the day while she did her jobs around the house. And of course, even at the end, I would come and visit her and could either hear her singing or the staff would say that Mom had been singing God Is So Good throughout the days. And the thing she loved more than anything was to listen to Dad sing. And when Dad would go out for a concert, he would always rely on Mom to tell him if the sound was just right or not. Mom was a lover of many things, but the thing she loved the most was her God and His Word and talking to Him. She would spend hours a day sitting in the living room on the couch, reading the Bible and praying for her family. She was also an incredible woman of faith. She would believe God for anything and would often see her prayers answered. Mom was an example for all of us on how to live. We will miss her day-by-day example on how a godly person should live. But your memory is strong, and that we can take with us. We will miss you praying for all of us. This is Kylie, my girl, and Grandma's granddaughter.